You have to vote for yourself. I don't know anybody whose life has been made worse by them being selfish, but I do know a whole lot of people whose life would probably dramatically improve, dare I say overnight, if they allowed themselves to be more selfish. How to become the supreme leader of your life? Well, first of all, you have to vote for yourself, which really means you have to validate your ideas. But that's not even enough. You have to also validate yourself. I think a lot of people might think, oh, I have a lot of great ideas. But do they think that they are good enough to carry them out? Do you think you are good enough to be the one who makes that idea a reality? So you have to not only validate that your ideas are good enough, but you also have to validate that you are good enough to carry them out. You think that Kim Jong-un waited for someone? That man votes for himself every single day. And look at how well everything is going for him. His style is impeccable. His daughter is great. The country is like very neat and tidy and it's got a lot of order. He knows what he's doing. I'm just telling you. It's not enough to validate your ideas, but you also have to validate yourself as being good enough to carry those ideas out, to bring them into the world. That's what dictators do. They vote for themselves. And if you look around at the people who have the things that you want, those people voted for themselves first. They voted for themselves before anybody else did. And they did it by showing up for themselves before anybody else really gave them the okay. You can't wait around for somebody else to tell you that your idea is good. You can't wait around for someone else to tell you you're good enough to do the thing. You have to vote for yourself first. You have to validate your ideas first. The people that you see that are getting the things that you want, they're not getting those things because they're better than you or they're more qualified or they're more or less anything. Because I can guarantee you, you can think of a number of people better than you and worse than you who have the things that you want. And they get them because they validated themselves first. You may not have validated them. You probably still aren't validating them because you're like, well, they don't deserve that. I deserve that. Yeah, well, you were sitting here waiting for Tom, Dick, and Harry to give you approval. It doesn't work like that. You're sitting here wondering and second guessing if your ideas are any good. You're sitting here second guessing and wondering if you're any good to carry them out. And here we are, right? And meanwhile, they decided, good enough, that'll do. And they go out there and they go get it. And that is really what is the most divine thing in action. I feel like discipline is the divine in action. To have the discipline to show up is where the magic is, because in showing up, you are acting as if you believe that that which you want is actually possible. Because why would you show up if you didn't believe it was possible? Now, of course, there's people who are afraid of success, and that's a whole other thing. But the most divine thing that you can do is to show up. And the thing is, you don't vote for yourself once. There isn't one election. When you want to get what you want, there is not one election. The election is every day. The election is every day. You got to vote for yourself every day, consistently, with every decision you make, with everything that you decide to do, everything you decide not to do, what you give your energy to, what you don't give your energy to, where you put your focus, where you put your attention. Every time you hold yourself back, every time you allow yourself to shrink, every time you make yourself smaller, every time you hesitate, you are voting against yourself. Anytime you're not voting for yourself, you are actually voting against yourself. And while you're voting against yourself, someone else is voting for themselves. So there's ballots that are being put in every day. Everybody's putting in ballots. If you keep voting against yourself and someone else keeps voting for themselves, then who's going to win the popular vote? You might want to say it's rigged. And listen, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But that doesn't mean that you can't still get what you want. Even if it's rigged, you can still be successful. You can still get what you want. You can still get great results. But you have to be willing to vote for yourself, and you have to be willing to also, the other one, you have to endorse yourself. Oh, you have to endorse yourself. It's not enough just to vote for yourself privately. You kind of have to do it publicly. You're going to be seen trying. You have to. That's also the other part of it. I know, it sucks, but you have to do it. It's not going to suck eventually, but you have to do it. It's worth it. And not only that, it's not enough to just vote for yourself privately. You're going to have to vote for yourself and make it known that you're voting for yourself. You're going to be seen voting for yourself. You're going to be seen campaigning and endorsing yourself. It's kind of part of it. I know it sucks. It's not really fun. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's a little bit embarrassing. It feels a little awkward, but it's the thing that you have to do, and you have to get over it, and you have to kind of like just keep splashing yourself with that cold water so that you sort of like desensitize yourself to it. Because if you don't, you're always going to end up finding that as a reason to like continue shrinking and therefore voting against yourself. So if you want to become the supreme leader of your life, rule number one is you have to vote for yourself.